I already introduced myself. I'm David. I work at Helmholtz Imaging. I've been really brief about that because now I'm going to introduce you about what it is. With the content really similar to the two previous presentations about help desk and Homero. But before we start, has somebody already is somebody a member of the Helmholtz Association? Over here. Okay, because this is a Helmholtz platform, which means it is more addressed to Helmholtz stuff. But still, there are some takeaways for you. Yeah, and have some of you already heard of Helmholtz Imaging? So, what I'm going to present now? No, great, that's perfect. So for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to talk, pre-introduce you to Helmholtz Imaging, what we do and who we are. And we are a bunch of 34 imaging enthusiasts. We are highly motivated with a wide range of skills. I'm going back on this a bit later. And we are on a mission. Our mission is to catalyze discovery from sensory measurements to knowledge. Great big words, but what does it mean? We are financed by Helmholtz, which mission is to tackle the grand challenges of the society, and they have identified 6 research areas: information, health, matter, energy, aeronautics, space and transport, and Earth and environment. And one common point across all these research areas and across all Germany is that everybody uses images. So wouldn't it be nice to have like a unique entry point for all imaging related questions? Meet Helmholtz Imaging, that's what we are. The central platform for imaging-related questions and support within the Helmholtz Association. We have, in 2016, Helmholtz has created the incubator Helmholtz Information and Data Science, whose goal is to promote engineering research through innovative projects and initiatives. And 5 topics have been identified. Helmholtz AI, all of these are platforms, and I can invite you to maybe learn more on each of these platforms. Helmholtz AI, so I'll guess what it's about. HIDA for training, lectures, workshops, and so on. HIFIS for bringing up services and driving the informatic background infrastructure behind all the services. HMC for Helmholtz metadata collaboration, so it's about metadata, and Helmholtz Imaging. So now I'm going to talk about Helmholtz Imaging. Where do our expertise lie? Actually, across all the imaging pipeline, from the very acquisition of the data, where we can understand what kind of imaging modalities, imaging formation with the reconstruction and inverse problems, data integration across scales and modalities, data exploration with visualization tools and rendering tools, image analysis for like classification, labeling, and so on, and validation and dissemination of knowledge. And not only across the imaging pipeline we do things, but also across scientific domains. May it be from molecular biology to observing matter, or at a different scale, Earth observation. And also across imaging domains, from beamline science to satellite imagery. That's our strength. And our goal is to create, to foster cross-field creativity, but with cross-field, I mean cross-institute and cross-domain research domain. thereby to leverage synergies. We want also to empower scientists by providing them the good info, the good knowledge, and the corresponding tools and software for their need. We look for improving scalability and availability of methods. We want to tackle imaging problems across all kind of research domains and propose generalizing solutions which which can be applied in different sciences. Now, the thing now is how Helmholtz experts can benefit from all our expertise. We have a support portfolio which consists of these bullet points. Connect, which is the network of the Helmholtz Imaging expertise. You can enter in contact with us through our support hub for any kind of questions. We can also create collaborations. I'll go into each bullet point afterwards. If it needs more research, it can even lead to projects where we can also bring money to the table, which is of interest for everybody. We also develop our own open source software to tackle all the problems or the tickets that come to us. And we also do research in different research units across Germany. But we also provide training, lectures and so on. So let's go into the first item. This is Connect. It is a platform, a website, which is the network of the Helmholtz imaging expertise. It's a community-based platform showing the strength of the imaging expertise, so at Helmholtz. And we have developed this website ourselves. And on this website, you can find all these kind of entries which are linked together. This makes a powerful network so you can find modalities. With modalities, we understand imaging modality. Like I don't know how many imaging modality we can count together: RGB, X-ray, ultrasound. So how many are there? 20, 30, maybe 50 imaging modalities. We have listed more than 250 imaging modalities on our website. Probably yours is in. If you don't trust me, have a look. With imaging modalities are also linked instruments. So biologist with his sample can look in our database in order to find the corresponding instrument to make his measurements. And on our portal, he can get into contact with them and do his measurements. Also, reference labs may be a physical, so to say, lab, like in a building, or a virtual lab. And we also, of course, have a bunch of experts of imaging, but not only experts. With imaging, we mean everything that's related to imaging. And guess how many experts we have?
250.
No, one is missing. It's one of you. Do you have an account here? I don't think so, because you're not part of Helmholtz. But we have SSO, single sign-on, so you can probably, if you're part of Helmholtz, or maybe you know somebody part of Helmholtz, you can sign in, create your profile, and gain visibility. Promote your profile, promote your research. Okay, we can. There's a lot more to say, but let's start with this. Then we have a support hub. It's the gateway for the world of Helmholtz imaging, where you can get support from us regarding every question you have, maybe an administrative question, a technical question, or any imaging-related question. So the platform exists since 5-6 years, and to date we have installed more than 340 tickets. across or Helmholtz, and even more than just Helmholtz institutes. One example is you have sets and Helmholtz AI wanted to detect insects in order to quantify the biodiversity, and they were looking for the right annotation tool. So they asked, it was a consulting question, and we showed them the tool corresponding to their needs. We are just one email away. I won't show you how we answer our tickets internally because we don't have that much time here. But all of the tickets that are written to this mail address are redirected to the most competent experts in Helmholtz imaging. If the consulting question requires more time or effort from both sides, our side and your side, we can enter a collaboration where we get really involved into a problem. To date, where to get support from our support unit and or our research unit, because structurally we have both kind of units. I'll come back to this later. To date, we have answered to more than 20 collaborations. One example is this. So this is a zebra fish, and you have said wanted to identify the structural feature of the zebrafish, and our team at DKFZ created an AI-based tool to do this, which has been actually integrated into a bigger tool called Fish Inspector tool, which you can find on GitHub and so on. We also, for even bigger collaborations, we have so-called projects which come with funding, but as it's not the right topic for this, I will skip it because it's mostly destined to Helmholtz institutes. We also provide research across, we have 3 units, research units, which all are specialized in a particular topic. At DESY in Hamburg, we are specialized in model-based inverse design. In Berlin, we are specialized in integrative imaging data with, for instance, image stitching, large-scale imaging workflows, and multimodal image matching. And finally, in Heidelberg, we have expertise in image analysis and benchmarking. But we also have proposed training on a regular basis with lectures, hackathon, and tutorials and workshops and so on. So this is what Helmholtz Imaging is about, the network to form, provide, and broker imaging expertise. And I take the opportunity to introduce, so this was Helmholtz Imaging. Now, Helmholtz Imaging has a lot of services. I have only didn't show any concrete service. It was just an overview. And I want to show you 2 new services that came up this summer. One is called Omoro. I don't know, Omero. I think everybody knows it. No need to introduce it. So we also have Omero instance with 80 terabytes of storage, and more is coming. 2 times 20 gigabytes bandwidth. And it can be accessed from anywhere on the web, unlike other Helmholtz instances, and can even be accessed to non-Helmholtz partners under conditional editions. I can explain later. And the difference, the benefit of this one instance is that it is a cross-institute instance, so you can log in with the SSO. And this facilitates really the sharing of data sets and collaboration across institutes. And another benefit is that as it's built by Helmholtz, everything stays in Helmholtz. So this is a new service, so it's still in pilot phase with more features to come. And this has been deployed by Helmholtz Imaging in partnership with HIFIS, one of our sister platforms. So, second service I want to introduce you is Model Zoo. A Model Zoo, what's this? Between AI experts, which provide models to the world, and domain scientists who want to consume it, to utilize it, there's the problem on the domain scientists. How do I deploy it? How do I install it to all of these dependencies, permission denied problems, Docker, I don't know, Kubernetes. So all this hassle is a real thing. With Model Zoo, this hassle has been removed because we handled all the installation, all the GPU drivers version and so on our side. You are just a user. So it really facilitates the usage of models provided by the community. It can be consumed in a front end, so in the browser, or if you want to integrate it in a wider workflow, we also have REST API endpoints. So on this platform website, which looks that way, you can discover the pre-trained models that are available to you right now. You can run inference, run the models on your data, just need to upload it. And it's really, so this is for the domain scientists. For the AI scientists, it's really easy to share your models to the community. The benefits that so I said there's no installation required. Everything runs on our premises. We don't have to worry about anything. Private models are also possible. Nothing leaves Helmholtz. All the data that you send to our servers stay there and will be deleted after 1 month. So that's our current policy, can be changed. And is accessible to everybody in the Helmholtz community. So this is just a little list of available models, and how hard is it to apply these models, apply inference on your data? Just click and drop away. So that's really easy to use. So much on the Model Zoo. That was it from my side. We organize a lot of trainings and events every year. Next November will be our Helmholtz Imaging conference. So please subscribe if you want to have keep up to date with newest information. Every year we do the best scientific image contest, where the best papers get rewarded with money, indeed. And for funding projects, it's not relevant to you, but I still say it. It will come in spring of coming year. And yeah, so that's it from my side. If you have any questions, I'd be pleased to answer.
The Omero only used for bioimaging data, or as you are also looking at other objects, for example, geospatial imaging?
That's a good question.
These metadata also, or these data with the metadata also go into the Omero?
That's a really good question. The instance is there. You can just use it as you want. Indeed, you can put some metadata, the metadata you want, because Omero is quite flexible regarding that, but it's not meant for geodata, so it doesn't really understand geolocalization data. So you can have metadata that will be readable by Omero, but it doesn't understand it can read geolotif, the image part, but not necessarily understand all the geo markers.
Where do you store the spatial data then? If
You can store it here. You can share it. Definitely, you can share it using this. But Omero won't be able to represent the geolocalization information in the GeoTIFF file format because it was not initially made for that. It can read a lot of bioformats, but the community, the geo community is not part of this, so there's no plugin for reading GeoTIFFs yet, and so on. I mean, GeoTIFFs, any kind of. But you can still upload all your data and collaborate with them on this platform. What I didn't say is that this instance is not meant for long-term storage. It's meant for collaborations across centers. So that's the main idea of this instance. Hence the SSO and so on.
More questions? So when you set this up, and it's pretty new, as I said, thinking as you offer image analysis advice or services or data management services, are you pushing people to use the new Omero, or is it more of a, okay, everyone's using Omero outside of Helmholtz, hey, we need to set something up as well?
That's a good question. No, we haven't any policy to force people using Omero. We can advertise it, but in the end, we can only we can't do much more.
Okay.
So that was also part of the talk today.
Expertise sits in one location, data sits in the other location. Your go-to method now is not automatically, if you want to utilize us for analysis expertise, upload stuff into Omero and then we talk.
Yeah.
So that's not the, okay.
No, please.
I have a question about the model zoo. So also with a combination of Omero. So is there a bridge that you can directly select the data inside of Omero from the model zoo? So from your processing units, or depends this on the tools you're using?
This feature has not been is not present yet, but if it's a thing, as it's community driven, we will implement it definitely. If it's part of what wants the community, we're in control of everything because we built everything ourselves. So. And
the model zoo, so the community are Helmholtz employees. So is it public?
And it is public, but you need to log in to use it, and it's with the SSO. There are a lot of institutes in this SSO, so it's meant for Helmholtz and friends, if I can say it so.
So we have to try if we are a friend.
Yeah. Please?
Yeah, I mean, the name model zoo reminds me of the bioimage label.
Yeah.
Are there some common standards in use, or are you planning on some common standards there, or just by chance the same name for a similar thing?
I think I didn't get your question.
So, if I remember correctly, on bioimage.io, you also have this model zoo for.
I know it's something completely different. Okay. No.
Maybe in this direction, what is behind the model zoo? So are there VMs? Is it a Jupyter Hub, or what's
under the hood?
Yeah.
That's a good question. My colleagues develop it. So from what I know, we have an NVIDIA MCP, I don't remember the name, and we run on our computational cluster, we run on behalf of every user. We create a home directory for him, and we run for him all the models. So we, for every AI expert, can submit his model. He has to fill a template in order for us to understand how the model works, input, outputs, and so on. And then we run it on behalf of the user, and he gets everything in his home directory. and he gets notified once the inference is over.
Okay. So he first has to submit some sheet where he said what he wants to use, what he needs, and you have everything installed already. Then
Exactly.
you run it for them
Exactly.
and just save it in their home directory.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here, which is in a pilot phase at the moment, this is Jupyter Hub Northern Westphalia. So everyone in Northern Westphalia will be able soon to open this Jupyter Hub. There we developed a bioimage analysis image that we have put, so then it spans up, so you get your own server with cell pose, SAM, QPath, and cell profile, everything in. But there's a problem that there's too much thing, so it needs too long to span up. So I was wondering if you first select what you want to spend and then just getting one tool or two, or if you have everything available at under one hood or so.
Everything available, and we spread we have a cluster where we part of the cluster where we run which is dedicated, and then there's a queuing system for everybody.
But people cannot interactively try tools out which are there.
No, you can make multiple solutions, but it's not meant that way.
Okay.
Please.
You mentioned you have this ticket system to handle incoming requests. And you also mentioned you have like 30 plus analysis experts who are assigned to these problems. I imagine it can be quite hard to figure out who of the 30 people around is suitable to work on this specific request.
I show you the imaging pipeline. Actually, we divided the different parts of the imaging pipeline across the different units composing Helmholtz Imaging. So we know, or when we receive a ticket, we can discuss internally in our ticketing system without the user knowing where does and who has time to address this ticket.
So if I would ask now, I don't know, segment me the sales, and then you would simply reply internally, I can take care of that.
Exactly. That's how it works. Yeah.
Okay. One more question, one last question.
So Helmholtz doesn't have an interest in storing data on a long-term basis. Did I understand that correctly?
No, it's just this instance is meant for collaboration, not for. We do have. You're interested in long-term storage? At Helmholtz.
Sharing. So
Long-term sharing. Okay.
Because you said the Omero is just for the project work, or like in teams when you are having a project, you get people together, and when the project is finished, it's gone, so to say. So it's not preserved for a later usage. That's what I.
Exactly. That's.
Then there must be a lot of valuable data. So.
Indeed, that's because we want to avoid there's data, so it's our current policy, but it might change, or maybe we can discuss on a project basis how we handle the data.
This is in progress.
Indeed, yeah. For now, we only have a few users, a few use cases, and so on. So we have plenty of storage. So for now, it's not a problem, but that's why for the future, in case it becomes a super popular product, we just beforehand explain that it's not supposed to be long-term. For long-term storage, there are some other solutions for that. If you go on HIFIS, so the the service backbone of Helmholtz, HIFIS do propose some solutions. You go on helmholtz.cloud, and there's a list of all our services, and there are multiple storage solutions for long-term.